Hello, I'm Chandler Holgwin. I'm a freshman on the Metropolitan State University of Denver ice hockey team, and today we will be going over basic stick prep for a new hockey stick. So the things you're going to need here first, we're going to need our new hockey stick, as well as some hockey tape, either white or black. Third, we're going to want a pair of scissors. Your preferred brand of wax for your stick. We're using Mr. Zog's Sex Wax today because it is the best for your stick. A handsaw, an empty water bottle, a can of dip, an ice cold beer, and an optional thing that you may want to have is an old stick that you have cut to the length, right? So let's get on into it. Step one, you're going to want to acquire your hockey stick, right? This is going to be done either through an online retailer or through your local pro shop. Sticks range anywhere from, you probably get a cheap wooden stick for $20 to this guy right here at retail costs probably around $200. Step two, while you're at the pro shop, you're going to want to pick up a roll of hockey tape. Usually they're about 3 times this size, but this one's been used to tape a couple of sticks. Costs about anywhere from $3 to $5. And while you're on that pro shop run, we'll include this in step two as well, you're going to want to pick up some wax. Usually between $2 to about, could get up to about $7. Right? That's going to be your basics. Everything else you'll probably have at home. Now we'll get on to step 3, which is going to be, this is going to take a little while, so we're going to enjoy us a nice dip. Today we've got Grind's coffee pouches, the cinnamon roll flavor. Just ran out of Grizzly Wintergreen, so we'll be using this today. That's also where your empty water bottle will come in. If you're dipping something that isn't a coffee-based dip, then you're not going to want to swallow it. So right in there. All right, now let's get into the stick prep. So step 4 here, we're going to want to measure our stick. Typically, you want it to be between the nose and the chin when you're on your skates. So if you're a beginning player, you can throw your skates on, measure on up. Now, if you've done this a couple of times, or somebody's done it for you, mom, dad, pro shop guys, and this is your first time doing it yourself, you could take an old stick, and you're just going to set it so that it lines up about with the new one. And then you want to make a mark on the stick so you know where you're cutting it. So we're going to take the saw, we're going to eyeball it here, rest it on top of there, make a mark. You'll see you take a little bit of paint off, you're not doing too much damage to the stick, but you get yourself a nice little edge to cut on. Alright, now we're going to stop the video, we're going to take it outside for step number 5, which is going to be cutting down our sticks. Now we're out here, we're in the garage, alright? It can get a little messy out here. You might also want to do this outside. There's going to be some carbon fiber dust flying up around. You just want to be in an area where it's kind of a little bit better ventilated. Now you can elect to use, an electrical saw, like a jigsaw, circular. Today we're using a handsaw because that's how real men and real hockey players do it. So we're going to come up here, we're going to find the line that we made on our stick, and we're just going to start digging in there. Alright, now we got that done, and you can see a little bit of foam in there. Just rip that on out. throw it away. Now, using a handsaw, you're generally going to have some rough edges. A couple ways to deal with that. You could sand it down. I'm just going to kind of tap her there, see how she looks. But you can't play with that open hole. So we'll cover on how to do that in our next section here. All right, now this brings us to step 6. What are we going to do with that hole? So you're going to take your tape. You take a couple strips, not too long, about 2.5, 3 inches. Rip her off there. And just place it across the top of your stick. So there's one. We're going to do that twice, going each way. So once each way. You got that? You're covering the hole on the top of your stick. Now, the reason you want to do that is because it's considered an illegal stick if you have an open butt end. Alright, so there we go. Just tighten her down, press her down. Alright, now your stick is covered right there. Alright, so that's step 6. Now we're on to step 7. Alright, taping the handle of the stick. Now there are multiple different ways to do this. I'll be showing you the way that I prefer my sticks, which is going to be a flat grip handle with a small knob at the top. Alright, so let's get started. First thing we're going to want to do is create the knob. So to create the knob, we'll be going just around the top of the stick a few times. You want to make sure that that tape lays as flat as possible right on top of itself, until it feels right to you. It's a lot of stick prep. It's just basic preference. Alright, once we've got the knob about where we like it, then we're going to start taping the handle. I like mine to protrude about an inch past where my gloved hand will lie. So it's going to go down about to there. Once again, just kind of personal preference, eyeball it. So we're going to start candy caning the tape down. Just overlapping it a little bit with each section. Doesn't have to be perfect, but you do want it to not be super thick. It'll give you, if it's thick, you won't have as good of a feel. Alright, so just a little bit more there. That's about where I want it. So now I double wrap the handle, which means that I'm going to bring the tape back up. Just doing the exact same pattern, overlaying it about 1/4 of a strip. Alright, I'm going to bring it all the way back up and make one more round across the knob, ending in the back. There you go. Now you can feel it's kind of going to be a little grippy. You want to rub some of that grip off from the adhesive, and then just kind of pat down the top where a little bit of tape is going to overlap. Just get it nice and solid. There we go. Alright. And next step, we're going to tape the blade of the stick. Now the way I'm going to show you to do this, we're going to go full heel to toe, covering the toe. Alright. And then we're going to cut it off. So for this, we'll take it, we're going to start about middle of the blade in the back hand, about right, there you go, right there. Then we're going to flip it over. You always want to be watching which side you're taping. Make sure that you don't have any creases or air bubbles and just pull the tape tight. Now this we're going to want to overlap. I personally do anywhere from about 1/3 of a strip to a 1/2 strip. And you want to lay it flat and tight. Now, here comes the trickiest part about this tape job. Once you get to about the toe area, right, we're going to start taping more than the blade. So I'm going to pull it out a little bit, and we will kind of give it about 1/4 inch above the blade, maybe a little more, about a 1/2 inch, and we'll pinch it off and do the same thing on this side until we're a little bit past the toe of the blade. So you see we've got that, and we're just going to go one more time just to give ourselves a little bit of length off the blade. And then rip it one more time. Alright. So now, as you can see, we have some excess tape. Which brings us to our next step. Yeah, we're going to grab our scissors and just trace along. You should be able to see the blade inside the tape. Just trace along here. And you want to get that as clean of a cut as possible. Now this might take a few passes. Right? You can see we've still got some fringe coming along that edge. Now while that's not bad, I do want to clean it up a little bit. Especially along the bottom of the stick where we're going to be contacting the legs. Alright, that's it, that's that. That's a pretty simple step right there. Next we're going to take our sex wax, pop it open, and we're going to run this along the forehand, backhand, and the bottom of the blade. Alright, those are all parts of the blade that will be contacting either the puck or the ice, and the wax is going to give us a little bit of extra durability in the tape, so you're not constantly retaping it during a game. And it's going to give you some moisture wicking ability, as well as a little bit of extra grip on the puck. A little bit more than just what the tape itself provides. So, here we go. Right, just a couple goes up and down. There we are. You can go up and down again here. Make sure to get your toe. You can just go like that. And then you want to get the bottom as well. Alright, so what that does with a new tape job, it provides all the benefits of the wax, and it also pushes the tape on and adheres it better to the stick. So now that's not going anywhere. Right? Just brush off maybe a little bit of extra debris that comes with that wax, and you're all done with your stick. Right? Extra optional step would be take a Sharpie, put your number on the knob of the stick so it's easily identifiable on the bench. If somebody has to toss you one in the middle of the game, you break a stick, they got it for you. Alright? And that'll bring us to our final step. Reward yourself for a job well done with an ice cold beer. Thank you for watching. Hope this has been instructional and helpful. Have a great day.